Welcome to my podcast. You're listening to Mood Swings by Robert Leckington. And this is episode 7. Groovy. Yeah, so how have you guys all been? It's been a while. Does anybody know what pod fading is? Well, for those that don't know, pod fading is like when you create a podcast and you do it over a period of time. You know, you have a sequence of shows that you do, and at some point those shows either end or they just kind of are not as frequent as they once were, which I would imagine my not being online and, you know, bringing a podcast to you would be considered pod fading. This is something that I just learned not too long ago. You know, the only reason why I haven't been offering any podcasts lately is because I really haven't had a lot to talk about. You know, I mean, it's an everyday thing for me to be in class. I have my online bachelor's degree that I'm studying for. I'm busy with a 40-hour work week with my regular daytime job. You know, I've been filming with Scott Goldberg out on Long Island, although we haven't really been filming that much. Don't mind all these noises. It's the air conditioner. It's like extremely hot outside here in New Jersey, so the little bleep sound you heard in the background. For some reason, I've got an external hard drive, a 4 terabyte external hard drive from Seagate that just makes like these unwanted noises every so often. That just, it's kind of annoying, but I mean, what can you do? I mean, I don't know if it's a fan or if it's the hard drive itself just like having problems or what, but whatever. It's just noise. Not that big of an issue. Anyway, getting back into it. So, I work. I go to school. I've been filming on the weekends. Not so much lately. We've been doing a lot of reshoots. For the past couple of months, we've kind of been laying low. Scott's been shooting with other people. And my parts, I think we have like maybe 1 or 2 days left of reshooting the farm scene that I was involved with last summer, that he's using a different lens this year, so it's going to make it more dramatic, which, you know, should make the film that much better. So anyway, it's going to start picking up probably in the fall. We're going to be shooting some different scenes, some new scenes. We're going to be going back to Western Pennsylvania at the end of, well, sometime in the winter, probably in either January or February. We're going to be doing a little bit of reshoots plus some additional scenes where my character's out on his way to New York from Ohio. So that's a little bit of information that I probably shouldn't have told anybody, but this is the plan anyway. So that's a little spoiler alert. Can't even talk. So anyway, you know, looking forward to that. Some of the other things that I've been involved with lately, I did a TV show where I was a patron in a restaurant for the Food Network on a project that I signed a non-disclosure agreement on, although it was fun to do, and hopefully it'll be on TV. Hopefully it comes out correct, and that way I can at least have a little bit more material for my demo reel. That would be kind of fun. See what it even looks like anyway. The other project that I was involved with was I did a music video where I was featured background. My particular character was in with a group of other construction workers. We were all dressed as construction workers. My featured scene, I was inside a pool, waist high. It was cold too. Trust me, it was cold. And that in this particular shot, I was carrying a pipe bender with a construction reflector vest and a hard hat and a box. I was walking towards the camera in the middle of the pool. That was for a dream scene. Well, actually, the dream scene was the video itself for a band called 100 Waters. They're based out of Florida, from what I understand. The name of the song was Murmurs, and it was a all-day thing. Fun to do. The crew was really good. They very nice. That was fun to do. And then just really, I haven't been involved with too much else. Scott Goldberg, the director for this Mariah film, and we started a small little lounge act where I'm playing percussion. I bought a set of bongos. First piece of percussion equipment that I've owned in years. I'm telling you, years. It was fun to... we've been practicing, and it was fun to actually get to, play the bongos a little bit. So he plays guitar and sings, and I play the bongos for now. Maybe might sing. I'm not going to say that I will sing because, I'm not a very good singer myself. So anyway, we've got a couple of places that he says are willing to allow us to play, and just to get a couple of warm-up gigs together, and hopefully something might come out of that. The band's called the Electric Love Cats. It was a name of mine that I've had for a long time. I just didn't have anybody to really start a little group with, so I was glad when Scott said that he wanted to start something that the name was there, and I said, okay, let's do it. So we created a Facebook page. We created a page on ReverbNation.com, which is a really good website for bands, musicians to connect, sell, promote themselves, do all kinds of stuff on that. That's strictly for musicians and creative people like that. So you can sell your music. You can sell ringtones, which I thought was kind of interesting. You can sell T-shirts, anything pretty much through ReverbNation.com. They're a pretty good website. They've been around for a long time. And then Cafe Press is another website that if you want to get really crazy with the T-shirts and stuff like that, you can go through them and sell, which I had an account a long time ago with Cafe Press, but never really went anywhere. I was in a small group with my friend Nick back in Oregon before I came out here to the East Coast, where that band was called the Ramjet Rookies. And, I had started a Cafe Press account then, and I was trying to promote the Ramjet Rookies with, different things like bumper stickers and T-shirts and hats and stuff like that. Well, that didn't really pan out, so kind of left that alone. And then when Scott and I got together, I was thinking, well, maybe we could probably do something with that. So who knows? Right now we're just getting together to practice. He's got a bunch of songs that we're going to record and post on Reverb Nation, hopefully soon. That way, at least we can get our music out there. And then play a couple of shows. We've got a couple of places lined up, so hopefully we'll get that going, and continue to make movies. I'll continue to act. I'll continue to work my full-time job, even though I don't want to, but, here in the next 2 months, I will be graduating with a bachelor's degree in communications. So hopefully I can at least get into a job that's closer to where I live. The current job that I have, it's a good job and everything, but it's too far away. And really, it's just, I'm not into doing electronics anymore. I want to do something that's a little more creative. Even if I have to, scrub floors just to get into some kind of a writing job or something like that would be fine with me. I just would rather that it would be close by and make somewhat the amount of money that I make now, which, I'm happy about that. That's the only good part about the job that I have, is that I make enough money to really do the things that I want to do and to pay my bills and to, I'm not saying that I can live. I mean, I'm living and everything, but, until I can pay my debt down, I'm stuck with a full-time job. Other opportunities have presented itself, but I'm going to at least try and work a few other things before I go and I look into those opportunities, because, you get caught up in something that you don't understand, and then it becomes, tough, and then, pretty soon you're losing your shirt, and I don't want that. So, it's best for me to continue to do creative things and hold down this full-time job until something else presents itself. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm open for whatever happens, so I'm not closed-minded. I will take on an opportunity or two and see what happens, but I'm not going to ruin myself in the process. So anyway, hopefully here, once we get this film out, I'm hoping that we can put it out to the different film festivals and see how it does. I'm anxious for you people to see what my character is for the Morai film. It's so far, we've got a little less than a half hour's worth of stuff that's in the can. So we're trying to make it a feature. We've got about another 40 minutes to go before we can actually make it a feature. So hopefully we could get it to where it's 90 minutes, but I doubt that we'll do that. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on. My 5 minutes alone short should be, I should be working on that here real soon. I've been saying that I've been wanting to get it started at least for a while, but now I can see that, it's about time for me to step up and work on that. I've learned quite a bit about movie production and directing and producing, so I need to at least get that under my belt. So 5 minutes alone, it's a short. That'll be my first attempt at writing, producing, directing, and I've listed it on IMDb. You can even actually look for me at IMDb. Just look for Robert Leckington in the search. My name comes up at the top, and for right now it says that I'm known for English of English, which was a movie that I did background for 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, whatever it was. But, Yeah, that's another thing that you're not really supposed to do on IMDb. You're not supposed to, if you're an actor or whatever, don't list your background work. You know, casting directors and producers and directors and people like that, they don't want to see your background work. They want to see work that you've done where you have a 1 in 5, they call it. Meaning that you've done lines in a film kind of thing. Stuff that's like substantial. Background work is not substantial. They don't pay attention to that stuff. So if you ever post something to IMDb, don't put background work. Period. Point blank. But yeah, I've got that. I started to put Shadows at Midnight, which is a screenplay that I've been writing on for the last 3 years. But we'll see what happens with that. It's slow going. I've got about like 16, 17 pages of actual dialogue, but the treatment's been registered with the Writers Guild East. So I'm anxious to try and at least either pitch that or something. Wrote in a small part for myself. I call him Morris the Pickpocket. Hopefully, whoever picks it up or options it, maybe I can at least continue to use that, that character and portray that character in whoever makes the films. So look for it. Anyway, I gotta go. It was good talking to you. You know, hopefully I can get another podcast done here real soon. I'll try and do at least once a month. That was the original goal. So, if not, then whatever. I'll try and do what I can. I can't promise anything. So, you know, I want to do it, but if it doesn't come out, then, you know, hopefully nobody's upset. I know you're not upset. You don't care. You care, but you just, you know, it's not that big of a deal. I get it. You know, the whole reason for me doing this was so that I could work on my journalistic projects and things like that to get, you know, practice learning what my voice sounds like and rhythm and timing and all that stuff. So it's been really good. I'm learning a lot as I do this. You know, I've even had a couple of students hear and a teacher hear my podcasts and had, you know, good response. So that was the whole reason for doing it. You know, I want to keep people in the loop. I want to get people to send me in something to sell. I mean, I can promote you guys. I always say that, you know, let me know. I can do it. It's worldwide. What else? You know, if anybody wants to even announce themselves and say, hey, my name is, and you're listening to my buddy Robert Leckington's Mood Swings kind of thing. I did a bumper. That's a bumper. I did that last time with Scott. He was really cool enough to record one for me. So if you want to do that, I'll include that. But yeah, until next time, I will catch you guys then. Keep your horns held high. Your devil horns. You know what those are. All you rock and rollers. You know what I'm talking about. So, I'll talk to you then. Take care.